The conversation sprang up last week about the creation of this ministry, this new ministry of livestock, and the livestock, of course. We should like to explain to people the meaning of livestock. That's cows, all the domestic animals, they are the livestock, and the ministry of livestock now will empower. That is the Fulani is the more. You understand to influx into our system or our country. We've seen the kind of insecurity caused by herders, Fulani herdsmen, livestock men. Let me use the word because they rear cattle, they rear goats, and all the rest of them. So livestock men in Nigeria have become quite different from livestock men in other countries of Africa. We've seen in the recent time how many obas in the southwest, Ekiti, to be precise, and Ilorin were killed by the same livestock men. It is good and more plain if we use the word livestock. Understand, to analyze this ministry, newly ministry, kicked off by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I would like to replace the headers with livestock men or livestock keepers or breeders. These are the major people that cause food insecurity in Nigeria. There is much food drought, food scarcity going on in Nigeria now. Where I'm coming from, let me just expose myself small. I went to Mama Put session at the axis of Obadia, Akinwale Street. I ate, when I mixed all the food, I found out that beans 300 naira was not up to 40 naira beans. I'm talking as of 2016. I'm talking as of 2017. Not up to 40 naira beans. I mean 300 before I mix the other this thing. So what am I trying to say? The same people that have caused us this damage of food insecurity, food drought and scarcity across Nigeria are the same people that Tinubu government is inviting into our system. Because you don't tell me that livestock is a production company or industries whereby we engage all our youths to work in a particular establishment that produces so and so thing. This livestock ministry, is it going to take care of another man's business? Is it going to take care of cows? They might import cows from Brazil or Holland, and from there begin to start this dairy business. That's milking those cows to make sure that they meet up with milk demand of the entire Nigerians. Is that the reason for the Ministry of Livestock? I'm just trying to put my question across because I don't see the reason why one man business should be everybody's business. No, when I'm in my business, I know the business I'm doing. None of you, some of you know. I do it squarely by myself. Nobody has extra, additional this thing. Has complemented my business with maybe by giving me money or giving me somebody that will help me. It is my business and that's what I'm doing. I don't see the reason why federal government of Nigeria should be interfering on headers, rearing of cattle in Nigeria. And we've seen the kind of menace orchestrated by cattle rearing in Nigeria in the recent time. Millions of Nigerians were killed. Millions of farmers were killed. As I'm talking to you now, no highway, no express in Nigeria is safe at night because headers are what? In disguise, living in various forests and bushes. Do what? As they are there, they are the one coming into the township, kidnapping and abducting people. The same herders have been declared by United Nations as number 4 deadliest terrorist group in the world, not in Africa.
Okay, I think you are talking about global terrorism deaths. But Mr. Arafumechi, like I said earlier on, we have seen several level of insecurity in the country occasioned by excess of herders. And government at different points in time have tried to solve this problem. Do you think this ministry have what it takes to solve the problem of food insecurity?
No, this ministry that is coming will invite more Fulanis from Gambia. This ministry kicked off by Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to invite more Fulani from Senegal, more Fulani from Sudan, more Fulani from Southern River Nile, I mean the Sahel, more Fulanis from Algeria, more Fulanis from Nouakchott, capital of Mauritania. The Fulani headers, they are there. They are, that's where they originate from. The axis of Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia. We are going to see a Nigeria more infiltrated, invaded, influxed by these same headers that are causing this current insecurity across the country. So I don't see the reason why for bringing in another ministry of livestock, when we don't have money to pay salary to workers. We are debating on, I think, 60-something thousand. They could not pay. Now they started debating on 100 and something thousand. They could not pay. The workers are standing on their, demand of 200 and something thousand. They could not pay. And another strike is looming because of lack of money. And Tinubu is kicking off another ministry. Do you know how many people that will be working in that ministry under government payroll?
Let us look at the rider together.
What I'm trying to say.
No, let us look at the rider of that headline. They say Tinubu to name minister soon. Jega replaces Dangote as a reform implementation committee chairman. You look as if the government is ready to kickstart it.
They are kickstarting out. Didn't you see the word? The statement they are kicked off. It's about not matter of kickstart. It has started already.
Sorry,
somebody that will handle that ministry is down already waiting. That's Jega, the former INEC chairman. I don't know what I understand. All the components of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's are corrupt. Former leaders, present one, corrupt politicians, those ones working present and those ones that worked in the system of federal government agencies in the past. Look at all of them and all their profiling. If you profile them, they are all corrupt. None of them is doing well. Jega, let me tell you, Jega, the same Jega was the one in charge of the election that brought Buhari as a president of Nigeria from 2015 to 2023. The same Jega that is going to manage this Ministry of Livestock. Matu, let us begin to say the truth.
I want to take it to another area.
Wait.
I want to take it to another
area. Are you afraid of the fact that this Ministry of Livestock is going to make life more difficult for farmers currently? Because it's like Tinubu's government is trying to invite more Fulani into our system. I am against it. I don't like it.
Let me take you to the area of Ecowas, because we have seen Ecowas breaking into two, because we now saw Sahel Alliance, comprising of Niger Republic, Mali, and Burkina Faso. What does it mean for Ecowas? That was once a united power bloc.
What it indicates now is that Ecowas is no longer a power bloc of West Africa. Because of what? For many years now, ECOWAS has stopped from what it used to be. There was a time they were in unison. There was a time they planned to have one what? Currency. I don't know what I understand. Economic Committee of West African States. Are you listening to me? But this time around, due to bad leadership in Africa that has extended to West African region and other regions of Africa, ECOWAS I knew in the past is not the current ECOWAS I'm seeing now. Because all the leaders who were present in the past, like 1980, Siaka Stephen, and the rest of them. Siaka Stephen is from Liberia, I think, or Sierra Leone. Once an ECOWAS chairman then. I don't really understand what I'm saying. And many of them were doing well. They actually indicated they gave the people, the countries, good leadership and competence governance as leaders of ECOWAS. But presently, we see corrupt leaders, corrupt presidents. I don't understand. Hijacking that post because they have money, they use their money, but the position of ECOWAS presidency or chairmanship, at the end of the day, things are not going all right with ECOWAS member nations. Let me shock you. Tinubu is the chairman of ECOWAS, President Labi. How did you see it? Is there any Nigerian that will come out and say, yes, Tinubu is a good man, you will head ECOWAS? No, because by mere watching or mirroring what transpired during presidential election last year, you will find out that Tinubu can never come out with good leadership within the ECOWAS member nations. Yes, he's not going to deliver. So that's why the aggrieved Sahel countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, I'm telling you, it's not only this trio. They're going to increase more. They are what carving themselves out. They're going to stay separate from ECOWAS member nations and make sure that they form their own what dynamic force.
But if I may ask you, Mr. Raf,
Yes.
because they cited ECOWAS as a threat to their respective sovereignty. It is true. As part of the reason they are breaking away. Is ECOWAS really a threat to Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali sovereignty?
Yes. Yes, 100% yes. Why? Let me just name the ECOWAS countries we are talking about. We are talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is the headquarters. I'm sorry to tell this to people that love this country. Headquarters of embezzlement and corruption in Africa. Two, is always, he's been elected how many times now? Nigerian president have been the the leader of ECOWAS, Economic Committee of West African States. I don't know how many times, but I know that once Abacha I think was there. Obasanjo was there, I think so. Then I think Buhari was there, Jonathan was there. Then Tinubu, before he even went to office of presidency, he hijacked ECOWAS leadership. And this is the most, I don't hide it on camera, I don't hand it to anybody, most corrupt country in the world. I don't know whether if anybody say that I'm so abusive or not. But all I know is that what I've understood, what I studied, what I actually know is what I'm saying here. The most corrupt country in the world. So how do you think that the leadership of ECOWAS will all go well with other member nations? How do you think that we can at least deliver that friendship, that brotherhood? Do you understand? To what? To survive the communication, the unionism, the unity of the whole ECOWAS members as our brothers. Look at immediately Tinubu become Nigerian president. He did what? He blocked the border. He removed subsidy. You don't know that removal of subsidies, which of course we've seen how it went last year till date, is not meant well. It's not palatable for all those that are neighboring ECOWAS neighbors. Let me name them: Togo, Benin Republic, Niger. In some extent, there was a time Chad was closer to West, but Chad is not close. Is not among West Africa. There was a time Cameroon was. Cameroon just departed. Cameroon is the East Africa or East Central. See, let me tell you, it is not well with ECOWAS. ECOWAS countries, they are the worst countries in Africa. I can tell you that. See, you see Zambia, East Africa. You see Namibia. You see Equatorial Guinea, Sao Tome and Principe. You see Gabon. You see Congo Brazzaville. Even Mombasa. I think Mombasa should be either in Central or no. Mombasa, Congo is still in the East. These are good countries. Nigerians are going there in search of what? Greener pasture. The African countries. Why are they running away? Because we are corrupt. Then other West African countries are like hellfire. Look at Mali. Go to Mali and see by yourself. No, go to Mali and study Mali and see the kind of country Mali is. Go to Niger. Niger is housing one of the worst terror groups in the world. Al-Qaeda is still operating in Niger. Niger is in West Africa. Look at Burkina Faso. The border of Burkina Faso and Niger. 29 soldiers were what? Killed 2 weeks ago, getting to 2 weeks now, on the border of Niger and Burkina Faso. So anything about leadership has eluded West African community, the ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. Anything about insecurity, that is what they know. And I want to tell you, any findings, any information they get about insecurity, don't they have meeting? Don't they work in cohesion? Don't they at least agree to come out with a security outfit that might not allow ISWAP, Al-Qaeda, ISIN, Al-Shabaab, and the rest of them? But they are just working against everything that we, the citizens, the locals, the inhabitants, the common man as we are, our need should be at least taken care of first. But what they know is, when you want to see a selfish leader, come to West Africa. When you want to see a leader that has amassed and amassed wealth, come to West Africa. I insert Charles Taylor as number one. Charles Taylor controls the whole diamond resources. Diamond as a mineral resources in Liberia. I insert him as an example. Go to Ghana and see that local chiefs, they have spoiled the former Gold Coast because the local chiefs, the Akans people, from where this man come from. What's the name of Kwame Nkrumah them, and all those regions in Ghana, they are aligning with the West. They are aligning with the Arab to mine that gold. Sometimes they will go and invite their Western counterpart. They will buy some portion of land where there is gold. The local chief will start benefiting from it. Okay, most of the slave trade, people that were sold 13, 14, 15, no, 14th century, 15 to 18th century. That was the 300 years of slavery in the world. Go and check United States today. Nigerians dominate because of what? Local greed of our local chiefs. Ghana dominate. Local greed of Ghanaian local chiefs. Liberia and so on and so forth. West Africa is too much. The corruption is too much. They dominate as slaves in America. See, today, you see Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and some of the Francophone countries that have begun to understand that this West African community we are calling ourselves is a lie. Ecowas need to be punctured many places, wounded. At least let some people go. Everybody, there is not working now, of course. We are too greedy. That's why we see those Sahel countries of ECOWAS member nations disintegrating. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph Mbechi. We hope to have you next time. Mr. Tinubu, let us quickly have you. We are live on satellite media, and we are looking at what is happening in Nigeria, doing a paper review. A quick one is saying Penga saying Lupeng right Tinubu to investigate Dangote's allegation against international oil companies. Mr. Chinedu, let us have you and get your view. No, this one. Okay, we have so much to chew, but I think let me take you on this issue from Pengasen and Lupeng writing Tinubu to investigate Dangote's allegation against international oil companies. Don't forget that before now, Dangote have raised alarm that he is facing serious challenge with his refinery. And before now, everybody thought that Dangote refinery is going to be a game changer for Nigerian oil market. We are seeing a situation where Dangote is saying the international oil companies are trying to frustrate his effort. At the point, he said they sell for him $60 over and above market price. I'm talking about barrel of crude. And these are forcing to start going to United States of America to import crude. Now, Pengasin and Lupeng is writing to Tinubu asking to investigate allegation by Dangote against international oil companies. Do you think Dangote can face this cartel?
Yeah, see, like yesterday, in one of the platforms where I mentioned, the politics that's been played against Dangote is quite biased because after he has demanded for crude from the Niger Delta, where he had the first batch was about 2 million or thereabout. Then the second batch, all of a sudden, we started seeing that the federal government has failed to continue in that direction. That was actually what mandated him to begin to look somewhere else, to the extent of going to United States to get fuel. But there's something going on that we need to understand, because it's like ethnicity is playing out surrounding that Dangote. It looks like, certain forces within the presidency are bent on frustrating the Dangote refinery, possibly to an extent where we still want to see another tribe, coming in to hijack what is already there. It's intentional because I do not see a reason why we will have such an infrastructure that will add value to the industry, to the oil industry, facing massive, serious challenges up to this time. We know that there are certain things, that is questionable surrounding the building of that refinery, and to the extent that we know that a lot of things are there that Nigerians do not understand how it came about, considering the kind of capital that was invested in that place. But at the start now, no matter how you look at it, that infrastructure there has the capacity, to add to Nigerian economy, no matter how you see it. But the suspense everywhere is that there must be something, that Dangote is shouting for, that Nigerians do not have direct public information on. And that one of those things is, something is either this is not in good books currently now, that they are trying to push for a kind of frustrate the business, so that certain interests that are loyal or who want to look at it that they can manipulate, and of course frustrating Dangote to sell off the refinery to one of the people, to some of the groups who are bent on destroying what that man is trying to do in terms of having the first indigenous working refinery in Nigeria. So many Nigerians believe that by this time, the Dangote refinery should be, a fully functioning, But you see the game that is playing out, and all that. But remember, there was a time too that the federal government security, let me put it that way, invaded his office, and there was a kind of, public outcry in that, especially from the north, who felt that that their interest is being threatened, So based on that, and you can see how a certain tribe now is occupying everywhere in terms of taking over government infrastructure, parastatals, agencies, heading the financial institutions, So those things are you cannot say that there is no clandestine motive behind the frustration Dangote is experiencing now. So for me, I think Nigerians need to know actually why we have crude here in Nigeria and Dangote cannot have access to crude. We have so many things, and it's going out to bring in crude. That means there must be something wrong. Either they want to manipulate certain things, maybe force him to sell off the refinery to a certain interest that is loyal to the presidency.
Okay, now, Mr. Tinubu, let us look at the intention of federal government under Tinubu to start reform, not just starting reform. We have seen a new ministry, and this time around has to do with Ministry of Livestock Development. Some have argued that Fulani is much more favored in Nigeria under this administration more than any other tribe. Don't forget that recently, Bodejo, who was put on trial for terrorism-related charges, have had his case withdrawn from court through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, who cited interest of justice when that case was withdrawn. And some people have argued that Nnamdi Kanu is still staying in detention, and federal government is still dragging in their negotiation to get him out of custody. If you just suppose all this, what is the fate of the Igbo man in Nigeria?
But no, Igbo man is what the state of Igbo man in Nigeria now, it can be seen in anything that has to do with Kano, And when you look at Kano, where Nnamdi Kanu is presently now, that will tell you exactly, where Igbo man is in Nigeria. Igbo man has faced, a lot of trial. Igbo man has faced a lot of injustice. Igbo man has faced, marginalization. Igbo man has faced almost everything, that has to do with maltreatment, as a major stakeholder in Nigeria. But that notwithstanding, they have always find a way to forge ahead, irrespective of circumstances surrounding their plight in Nigeria currently now. But the fact is that the Fulani conquest is advancing. You can see that almost all the emirs, all the governors, in the northern part of the country are Fulanis. And from statistics, you can see that the Fulanis originally are just invaders, and they're not up to 10 million people in Nigeria as I'm speaking to you now. But the fact is that they have been able to drive rascality into the system where you can only recognize them either by hook or crook. And remember, that the quest for Meiti Allah that was established under Buhari, was a major umbrella that the houses, the headers, the houses, the Fulani interest, and of course, people are alleging to that the umbrella that is accommodating or hiding the advancement of Fulani, or of course the conquest of the Boko Haram. Let me put it that way. Even though the media have turned it around to mean bandits, or no matter how you look at it. So the fate of Igbo man in Nigeria, apart from a revelation to revolution, but it will get to a point, where the center cannot hold. Like, let me just take a lead from Chinua Achebe, and things will definitely fall apart. Nigeria is in a situation like this because the interest of a certain race or tribe in Nigeria are not being recognized, and that is why one of the things Nigeria has not been able to move forward. So Tinubu coming up with a kind of ministry to protect certain interests in Nigeria, especially the Métis Allah, means that is one of the conditions they gave him before they voted for him. And that will actually bring Fulani closer to the seat of power, and of course, be able to continue to advance a certain interest and agenda at the end of the day. So it is quite disturbing if you look at the negative aspect of it, and at the positive aspect of it. I believe that at this level now, they should be able to understand that there's no need for there's need for them to have a reserve, a place, a location where they will actually do their business. Doing their business in that regard is they can ranch their cows in a particular place, and every other challenges they have, every other funding they have, can be assessed through this ministry. So that in that essence, it will checkmate the farmers headers class, and of course, then we'll know if this is actually settled. We'll know what the interest of Boko Haram and other bandits that is disturbing the peace in the north, and of course, to an extent to the south, how it will look like. But this, for me, I think is a good development to checkmate the excesses of farmers headers class, especially in the middle belt.
I think I must say very big thank you for your time, Mr. Chinedu Michael. Mr. Lawrence, let us have you. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence. You are welcome. We are live on satellite media. Let me have your view, because in Nigeria we are seeing a situation where federal government want to set up a livestock ministry as a way of trying to solve the problem of Fulani post-community clashes. Do you think this is the right thing to do?
Yeah, what is going on in this country is that it's more than imagination how the citizen see it. What is Ahmed Tinubu want to do for Fulani S-men? Is it only Fulani S-men, or whatever they call it? Is it the citizen of the Nigeria? Is it the problem we are passing in this country now? When it comes to Nigeria here now, what did people accept? People think what Ahmed Tinubu is supposed to do, he didn't do it.
And what are those things they think he should do?
Number one is that the common people in Nigeria, the citizen in Nigeria, and some average people in Nigeria, they are suffering. Are you getting me? No food in this country. What we are think that Tinubu is supposed to do, that immediately they swear in for Nigeria, let her open border first.
But are you aware that the government now have removed import tariff on rice, beans, and some other grains as a way of solving Nigerian problem?
Listen, do you know why this country, that whatever they say, that still as a funny or comedian? Comedian something like something know that it cannot happen. In Nigeria here, the politicians, there are people that promise and do what? And fair. They will come outside and tell everybody, tell the whole world that there are people that are not suffering. But you come to Nigeria, every citizen of Nigeria is suffering. How much is cup of beans now? You are a family man. Did your family eat 3 square meters a day? Did your family eat 2 square meters a day? Did your family eat what they need? No, sometimes they will use just fake rumor to deceive people. How much is a bag of rice? Rice is a common food that us people can see and eat. Now, commoners cannot see rice and eat. Now, look here now, the woman that sell food here. If you want to eat a food can give you little strength, you will keep like 1,500 naira per only square meal. And you are not making up to 500 naira a day. Are you getting me? Now, Gary, when we are small, even with the time of Jonathan and Yaradua, that leave seats now. Your pikin can hungry, go say okay, go to kitchen and take garri and drink. Can you tell your pikin now to go and take garri drink? Let's forget tribalism or say that you are kicking against government. That's what is happening in this country, and he cannot drink garri again because no money. He cannot buy ordinary groundnut. He cannot go where they selling groundnut and say, madam, give me small groundnut, let me test. They cannot give you because those things that is common to people can get, but commoner cannot get it again. You see it? We are calling about Fulani or no Fulani. Fulani is their foreigners in Nigeria. And those politicians is the people that bring Fulani in Nigeria. Mostly the terrorists. I remember when Muhammadu Buhari tell Jonathan that I will make your government uncomfortable if they not allow him to be a president of Nigeria. They use the opportunity to bring the terrorists in this nation. Since that year till now, did the Nigeria get themselves? Now, Tinubu that try to settle those Fulani. How can you settle them? The people that know that much resources in this country. You remember that there is time that if they kidnap people in Nigeria, they will not request naira. They request safer. Are you getting me? They show that Nigeria currency don't have any value again. Now, you say you want to settle those people. How can you settle them? Those people, you know that they are the people that are in the seat. Jonathan said it. He said many of them in that seat is those terrorists. How can you settle them? They know that a lot of resources in this country. It can't be possible. Let's forget what is in the bush. Come house and take care of your people. Nigeria, they are suffering. Nigerians, they are suffering. Last week or day before yesterday, somebody abused Ahmed Tinubu because of what? The guy eat fufu 1,000 naira. Only fufu. I'm not talking about the soup. Only fufu 1,000 naira. Before we can you finish a fufu 50 naira? Now that fufu 50 naira is stopped to. Now calculate fufu 1,000 naira is stopped to fufu 50 naira at the time of Jonathan. What are we talking about?
Mr. Lawrence, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. We hope to have you next time. Thank you very much. Mr. Riwan, you are welcome to Satellite Media. We are live on Satellite Media, and there's an area I want to take you to. I understand the major issue on the front now have to do with Ministry of Livestock Development. But before we go into that, let me take you on what we have here. He's saying reps urge federal government to halt Samoa agreement implementation. No gay right requirement in Samuel D. That's coming from NBA, Nigerian Bar Association. Mr. Ariwan, I think it's good that federal government is coming out to clarify that actually the agreement they signed does not encompass gay, lesbianism, transgender clause. I think it's a good one that they are coming out. But what do you make of rep asking for suspension of the agreement until they do their own investigation?
I'm looking at it from this side. What they've done for the first time, I'm very happy. You know, we spoke about it the other time. I said I'm looking at our reps. We represented them to speak in our favor. So, but now that I've been seeing the sign from yesterday that for the first time I want to take up, I hope again in Nigeria we don't talk to our politicians. It's not our fault, but they are proving not to be trustworthy. Our politicians. So I'm looking from this angle that the rep now that we for Nigerians, I hope that by next 2 weeks they won't back down. But we know what we know. We know what we know in Nigeria, and I don't want to start going on another route. So I want to see the rep standing by their word, not when, for example, tomorrow you have agreed though. But no. Let them thoroughly investigate it and come out clean. We are a country. We have this our mindset. Our religion, because we claim to be religious. 90% of Nigerians are religious people, Muslim or Christian, right? So Islam frowns at it, Christianity frowns at it. I'm as a Yoruba man from Abeokuta Ogun State. My language, my culture frowns at it. An Igbo man from Anambra frowns at it. A Fulani man from Kano frowns at it. A Sama man from Zamfara frowns at it. So an Insecurty man from Delta, everybody frowns at it. It's not part of our culture. So I'm very, very happy to see that the rep are stepping in now to investigate, and it's very, very good to see that finally there are people that want to speak in favor of us. And I'm very, very happy with that development.
Okay, now, Mr. Riwan, I'm seeing something here. He's saying police to charge man who climbed 120 feet mast with attempted suicide incitement. Remember that a man in Abuja the other day wanted to commit suicide as a way of drawing attention of federal government to hardship in Nigeria. Now the question is, should this man be charged or cancelled, or perhaps, because some people may argue that this is maybe he's depressed. Should the man be charged or be cancelled?
It is very, very good when people use an hammer, a very, very big hammer to kill a fly. Somebody said, I'm depressed. I hate to sue me. I'm tired of life. They climb a mast to protect us. Let them bring back first subsidy. I will know that in one of first subsidy is one of the reasons why we are where we are today. One of the reasons why there's so much poverty, so much hunger, and everything. Now this man climb up to protest. I'm tired. Even though again, I don't support it. But then you don't find a way to bring him down. You are charging him to court or anything. If he leaves that court, you don't think that he's still going to kill himself again.
Now, is it a way to deter other people from doing similar things?
That means if other people want to kill themselves, they should not climb a mast. They should just take something in their house and die. That is it, yes. Because ordinarily, someone like that, you can find a way. You cancel him, then you now give him a heavy warning. Like this thing is not acceptable. Then maybe like NGOs or maybe somebody find something to give him, because this man is already hungry. If you don't buy, he's hungry and he's Sunni. That's how they find something to give him. If he has certificates, find like a job for him to work. But that I've been saying Mr. Matthew, in Nigeria we deserve our leaders. I've been saying I don't care your feelings. In Nigeria, our leaders, we deserve them. They've seen that this is who we are. And like I said, I like the way they are treating us. Since we are not ready, since we are talking about Arsenal, Chelsea, Man U, we are talking about Messi, Ronaldo, Whiskey, Davido, yeah, let them come to treat us anyhow. We saw her yesterday, a celebrity, I don't want to mention her name. She arrested somebody with police for insulting her. Is that cyber stalking in Nigeria? So let us continue that way, and let us see where we find ourselves in the next 10-20 years.
Okay, now let us look at the hurdle facing Dangote refinery. We understand that this is a refinery of 650,000 barrel capacity a day, and all things being equal, that refinery should be able to take care of our local consumption. But the refinery is facing serious challenge, because Dangote raised alarm the other time that international oil companies are frustrating his effort selling to him crude with $60 and above market price. That is what they said to him in Nigeria. They are using $60 to sell for him. They are adding $60 to the price they are selling to him. And he only raised alarm the other time that globally, cartels in the industry are trying to frustrate his effort. But here we are seeing Pengasin and Lupeng writing Tinubu to investigate Dangote's allegation against international oil companies. Do you think Dangote can survive this cartel?
Let me be positive. I wish he survived. I don't think it can. I don't think he can survive. But I wish he survived. Because for a follower, the ant that is eating the bitter leaf Is inside when the bitter leaf. In my language again, only Togi Yoruba land, like about the Ogiri. If the wall is not open, the lizard cannot get inside. So there are some Nigerians that might be giving those so-called oil cartels, those IOCs, some information. That means it's an inside job. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. It's an insider job, and I don't. I frown at it. I don't support it because if Dangote succeeds, then it will be very good. But then Nigeria as a state does not have a refinery. The Dangote is having a refinery. What does that tell you? I mean, there's some sabotage truly, some saboteurs, which Dangote is coming out to say, and which I support.
Okay, now, Mr. Ariwa, finally, let us look at the cruise of the matter. I'm talking about Ministry of Livestock Development has been formed by the current administration of Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Remember that we have seen clashes between herders and host communities. Almost, it happened there. It happened with us. Federal government before that have tinkered with the idea of Ruga as a way of solving the problem. They have tinkered with the idea of ranches and so many other ideas they have tinkered with. But the major challenge has always been the people. There's already a breach of trust between Nigerians and the Fulani herdsmen. Now, federal government taking this route, do you think is the way out?
Well, the president have his advisors. I think maybe what he's doing, maybe again, is in good faith, but it will not end well. It will not end well. You see, the Fulani herdsmen, my opinion is that they have this conquest mentality. All lands belong to us. Being given to our father. Like one of them came here to say the other day. He said it openly that for the Fulani, Nigeria owns Fulani owns Nigeria. That everywhere is their land. So they have a lot of conquest. So no matter any livestock anything, they will still. Sir, I said in the next 2-3 months, I'm going to hear that Fulani herdsmen again. They've struck either in the southwest or in any part of Nigeria. They're going to hear it. So that is it. So until our government, until we have people in power that are going to serve the people, and are going to work for the interest of the masses in Nigeria, we are going to see the same thing repeat itself. We are going to see the same scenario repeat itself. We are going to see the same how do I put it, the same wanton killings, the same clashes. To me, it's not even a clash. Somebody that has a gun, AK-47, and somebody that have only machete. That's not a clash, but it's not a clash. I don't see the same thing repeat itself over and over again. So I don't think that we are ready in Nigeria to cushion or to find a way to solve these Fulani herdsmen activities until there is a political will by anyone in Nigeria to solve this crisis. If they create any livestock, if they create anything, if it tantamount to nothing, I will not solve any problem.
I think I must say a very big thank you, Mr. Ariwa. Thank you very much. We hope to have you next time. Okay, let us look at this issue of this Ministry of Livestock. What I want to say at this point is the Fulani man, the herders and host community, there's already a breach of trust to the extent that nobody wants to have the Fulani as his neighbor. We remember that the federal government under the government of Muhammadu Buhari tinkered with idea of Ruga. At the point we had the issue of ranches when they needed the state buy-in. For the states to actually make provision of land, we understand that state government hold land on trust on behalf of the people. But the way it stands, even if we are going to build ranches, the federal government is going to partner with the states to make available land for ranches. Nobody wants to have the Fulani as his neighbor. So to that extent, I think it behoves on government to go back and start that confidence building for us to deal with the issue of that trust deficit. Until we deal with that, I don't think whatever we are doing as a problem, as a solution to the problem of host community Fulani clashes will be solved. And another thing is, I think federal government should realize that it behoves on government to protect lives and property. We are seeing a situation where across board, herdsmen, I wouldn't say all the herdsmen anyway, some herdsmen are ravaging, causing havoc in different places. I personally had a conversation with someone from Benue who said his family have been in IDP camp for over 8 years. And we all know what Benue stands for in Nigeria as the basket food of the nation. So if somebody is buying rice, beans, garri, name it, from Benue, sorry, from Lagos State and sending to his village in Benue, it goes to show that we are in for a serious trouble. Then let us look at the issue of the police intention to try to cut the man who climbed 120 feet mast with attempted suicide incitement. We understand that the government, the police have right for any to charge anyone for any crime so long as there's provision for that in the constitution. But let us remember that Nigerians are passing through serious hardship. As it stands today, we have a situation where food inflation is a major issue in Nigeria. We understand that government already have rolled out plans saying that there will be import tariff, free tariff on some food, some grains like rice, beans, maize, and others. But let me quickly say that this is a temporary measure. What we need as a people. Nigerians are not lazy people. It is not because Nigerians are not willing to farm that we are having this food crisis. It's because of the excesses of the headers. So that is why I'm on the view that the man who attempted suicide, in as much as the police is justified and have right to charge him, I think he should be cancelled, because we have many Nigerians who are already being frustrated as a result of hardship they are facing. And as such, government should take urgent steps to solve this myriad of challenges we are facing. And a part of the way to come out of this quagmire, federal government should look at the policy of unification of efforts at the official window. I know that before the unification of the efforts at the official window, under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, dollar was exchanging for 341 naira, 347 naira to a dollar at the official window. And if you want to unify your currency at the efforts at the official window, you look at your production sector, both agriculturally and other production areas of production. As it stands, Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. And even if you wanted to tinker with the idea of unification of efforts at the official window, this is not the time. We need to go into production, produce enough so that we have enough to export, diversify the economy away from crude, have other areas of export before you can come back to unify efforts at that window. So for me, I think the government should revisit that efforts window unification of currency as a way to solve our current economic problem. Thank you very much for your time. This is Satellite Media, and I am Matthew. Thank you very much.